I had a girlfriend named Linda Stiles. And one night, and it was about 9:30 or 10, somehow I was in the front lawn of Linda Stiles' house, and I'm meeting this kid, Toby Keeler, who didn't go to Hammond High School. He went to private school. And Toby told me his father was a painter, and that, you know, kind of realization that you could be a painter popped, you know, blew all the wiring, you know, and that's what I wanted to do from that second. So I begged him to take me to his father's studio. And at that time, Bushnell Keeler had a studio in Georgetown. And I only actually saw it once, that next weekend. I went, Toby took me, introduced me to his father, and I saw his studio. And it was the classic studio. I mean, it was so beautiful. Bushnell could really set up a studio. Many areas set up for like drawing and for painting and for different kind of experiments. And it was just what you would call, you know, the art life, you know, right before your eyes. I don't know when I started using the term the art life, but one of the things Bushnell did, besides just being a painter and living a life as a painter, he gave me the Robert Henri's book, The Art Spirit. And I loved that book. I can't remember much of it now, but we used to carry it around, and the art spirit sort of became the art life. And I had this idea that you drink coffee, you smoke cigarettes, and you paint, and that's it. Maybe girls come into it a little bit, but basically it's the incredible happiness of working and living that life. The reason we moved to Virginia in the first place is my dad got promoted basically to a desk job in Washington, D.C. So we lived in Alexandria, Virginia, and my father, instead of taking a bus or driving to work, would many days wear his Forest Service uniform and a 10-gallon cowboy hat and walk out the front door and walk into DC. It was so uncool to me to see him going off in this cowboy hat and this uniform. But then later, as it always happens with kids, now it seems super cool. And he was his own guy, you know. He didn't give a shit about what was going on. This was what he was. Since my father grew up on a ranch, and you had to if something's broke, you have to fix it, and we were always building things, always projects, always, you know, working on one thing or another on the weekends. So this kind of goes in your brain that you can do these things, and they're fun. It made all this work really fun. And he was a research scientist, meaning he was looking into things. There's a lot of things like when you punch a pin into a bug, there's incredible textures just to a little bug. Incredible legs on insects and wings and innards. It's unbelievable. I wanted to get a studio in Bushnell's studio, a room he was renting me. I think it was $40 a month. And my father, bless his heart, said he would pay half if I paid half. So I got a job at Herter's drugstore delivering prescriptions at night. One time I came in during the daytime and I went to the soda fountain to get a Coke, and Jack Fisk was the soda jerk. And so he said, I hear you have a studio. And I said, yeah. He said, you wanted somebody else to share the rent with that? Then pretty soon, Jack was painting all the time down there with me, and it was too small. So then Jack and I got 3 more different studios. And I knew my stuff sucked, but I needed to burn through. I needed to find what was mine, and the only way to find it is just keep painting and keep painting and keep painting and see if you catch something.